town, but we may have to defer costs like maybe pay for the fairgrounds or maybe do something to really entice them to come in. So when we look at the $40,000 line item on that one, I wanted to break down kind of what falls under that and how much those expenses have been in the past. Next, in the detailed budget item, we have billboard advertising, and we've kept that at about $30,000. We've kept that at $30,000 for the 2 years that I've been here. That includes the electric sign at Mount Wheeler Power. It includes the sign up at Murray Canyon. It also includes the sign that we did this year in Wendover. And our contract's about to end on that one soon, and I know there's been some discussion about taking that design and moving it to a billboard down closer to Vegas. And so I think just whether it's in Wendover or Vegas, we're still talking about having a third billboard somewhere in that area. So I think $30,000 is pretty accurate. In the community marketing, so we had budgeted that for $70,000. You'll see on the actual budget item, I've went ahead and changed the numbers based off of the augmentation. So you'll see the additional $27,000 in revenue for the county. You'll see the budget for the community marketing. You'll see all this other. You'll see the three augmentations, the 150 for the capital outlay. But when we broke it down into community marketing and looked at what we actually did, our digital advertising, which would be our geofencing, our YouTube, our search engine, and our keyword and site retargeting, is about $3,000. I would like to pare it down to a solid $3,000 a month. Right now, it can fluctuate anywhere depending on our events from $3,000 to $5,000 a month. And for our special events, I want to use not community marketing, but I want to use grant money to go ahead and exclusively market that from a digital standpoint. So I'm looking at a way to separate those two expenses so it's not all just coming out of community marketing. For social media advertising, we've never really put a number on that specifically, but $3,000 is what is it, $250 a month, roughly? And so that would be for Facebook boost, promotions, Instagram, things like that. I know that's significantly less than what the train does. But again, when you're looking at trying to stay under a proposed $90,000 budget, you got to kind of figure out where it's going. Print advertising, proposal for that is way down. So our print advertising would be Outdoor Adventure Magazine, Travel Nevada. It's pretty pricey. So $15,000 really is about 4, maybe 5 print ads. And if we wanted to do more, that would be a grant program. Again, I want to kind of keep it separate. Storytelling, huge hit. We spent $5,000 per grant that we received to get 10 stories. I want to do 10 stories again at the same price, so continuing that program. For photography, proposing $3,000 for new images. For videography, proposing $8,000 for continued video work. That could be long form, short form. And then our design work, which is pretty much exclusively Jade, was right now is at about $15,000, and we're expecting it to be at the end of the fiscal year right around $18,000. So that's about what we spend on just design work for the community alone. And so you'll see, last year we budgeted 70. This total comes up to 88. We've augmented it for 90. So my recommendation or ask is can we just have it as 90 and round up for the community marketing? Consulting services, we had that at 40,000. We have not used that the entire way since I've been here. So what I'm proposing is a reduction of $10,000 in that one, and that would be increasing essentially our monthly expense for a PR firm. And so we're again in July we'll be finishing up our 6-month taste test with East River, and we'll have the decision of whether we want to extend that for a year, if we want to go somewhere else. But $15,000 would be on par with spending more than what we're currently spending. And then additional services, that would be outside consultation, economic assessments, things like that, proposing $15,000 on that one. And again, if we weren't doing any kind of outside assessments, that also could go to PR services and additional PR work if we wanted to use it that way. For printing, we had budgeted $5,000 last year. With the increase in the mailers and rack cards and things like that, I'm proposing an increase of that one to $8,000. Again, you can look in your budget line item, all of this is highlighted. Postage, again, we're doing a lot more mailers than we did for the last 2 years, so I'm suggesting an increase in that of $8,000 as well. To $8,000, not an $8,000 increase, I apologize. And then our internet connection, again, we had budgeted $3,500, but because our internet connection at the electronic sign is no longer comped, that's why we've gone over and looking at what the bills for 5D are and what our electric sign breakout is, I'm proposing $6,000 in that line item. So between the consultation services and this next one, capital outlay, that's where the biggest cuts are so far to the budget, where we're seeing the biggest cuts. So for capital projects last year, we approved, or we had budgeted $260,000. The parking lot thing happened and money got moved around and everything like that. What I wanted to do is I wanted to itemize what my goals would be for big capital improvement projects and how much that would cost for the year. So we still need to do our bathroom ADA in the back, and I feel like this is a great opportunity to up our sanitation game with hand sanitizers, UV sanitizers, air fresheners, things like that. I believe through quotes that we have gotten that $80,000 is reasonable to do ADA and some sanitation remodels here in the facility. We got that quote to do the construction work when we move into the new building on Main Street. So that would be a $20,000 capital improvement project. The remainder, well, so we've still got the parking lot of what we've paid for still needs to be done. The handicap spots, the lighting, the trees, all of that will be taken care of out of this budget. What'll be left will be the landscaping and some art projects, beautification around the outside of the facility. And so the quote coming back for that one, I believe we could finish all of that off at $50,000. And that would also include additional lighting. It would include, the lettering and the signage that George is talking about that would be more visible. Essentially just doing the outside of the facility and parking lot landscaping. And then Nicole and I have gone through with technology upgrades that we would like to see, and that totaled about $10,000, and that would include computer upgrades, ceiling projectors, the big screen TVs in the back, things like that. Not talking about facade improvement in this one. So again, I just in this time I don't feel comfortable pulling large amounts from our savings, not really knowing what the future is. So I think this is a very reasonable capital improvement request at about $160,000, so $100,000 less than what we did last year. And then my final thing that I've been able to do, and I'll talk about where the holes are still, is in the grant reimbursable. So for tourism grants in this last year, we budgeted for $26,000. Man, we have gotten so much more money through Travel Nevada grants, and I plan on writing a lot more grants. So essentially this year we received about $45,000 in grants from Travel Nevada. And so that's what I want to go ahead and up that to. And so with that one, it'll show in the expenses, but then it'll also show in the income as well when we get that reimbursed. What I've not been able to touch on, I haven't tackled anything. I haven't been able to talk to Jeff about, what's new in payroll, any of that stuff around payroll and benefits and what's going to go up and everything like that. I still need to talk to Tim and Jeff about that one. But what you'll see at the bottom line is as it stands, with everything else just kind of being pushed through income, some of the more, just some of the major expenses. Right now we've got about $136,660.82 of a surplus that we can still work into this budget for next year. You guys still with me?
Sure. Yeah.
Sorry, I was getting sick of hearing myself talk there for a second.
Are
was
there
wondering,
any comments by board members?
Madam Chair, I have a question.
Sure.
Technology upgrades, is that talking about sound system stuff?
That also includes sound system stuff, and so that also portable sound system, something. And and if we have to up it a little bit more, when I bought my sound system in Carson and had the 2 subwoofers, everything was
Yep.
powered, soundboard, I was in it probably $4,000 to $5,000 when you get cords and mics and everything like that.
I had at one point run an estimate for the air races, and I'm really having a hard time finding it on my computer. And what I did is I've got buddies in the pro industry, and I had asked them like, hey, what are they gonna need for this? Because they wanted to do a concert.
Right.
I think theirs came out on the low end around 20 grand. But that was, and it was like proper microphones,
Right.
making sure we had mic stands. Whatever we do, I hosted a concert here a few weeks ago, and this left speaker over here is like blown, not working.
Okay.
It was basically unusable. We made it work, and it was a cool kind of low-key concert. Everybody was
Okay.
was fine. It wasn't even a rock concert. It was a husband and wife playing an acoustic guitar and a keyboard, and it was just crackly and bad. So at the very least, we're gonna have to replace what we have in here. But I'm thinking if we're gonna do that, we should really look at what can be done. The soundboard we have isn't bad. That's all usable, all that stuff is good, but better speakers, having some, we need a snake. We have no snake.
Okay.
This is a big problem. That was the most nerve-wracking thing, is I had to bring a snake that I bought off of a random musician that I hoped worked.
Right.
And it did, thank you, Lord, but, we're gonna need mics, mic stands. We have no setup to put on even a small event, and so any concerts that come in here, somebody has to bring their own crap to put it on. And
So
that's
as
pretty
I'm
much
like
what we do.
calculating in my head, I think it would be not unreasonable to potentially put this at $20,000.
I think
If
that
we
would
were
be
to
fine.
do
Because we can
interior
shop.
sound, portable sound, and then other technology stuff.
We can shop and probably have some overlap, right? Some of the mics and cables and stands can be
Oh,
used
absolutely.
in the mobile unit as well as here, so,
Absolutely.
yeah.
So what I'll do is I've made that note, and we'll go ahead and we'll make that change for when we come back in the next meeting, and I'll take that with any other suggestions that the board might have during that time. And again, if there's a particular aspect of this budget that you feel strongly about or particularly passionate about, by all means come into my office and let's talk about what your ideas are for it.
Kyle, we have discussed about the lighting in the main room, and I would like to ask that on capital projects, since we won't be doing a interior refresh, but the lighting really needs to get addressed.
Okay.
And so perhaps you could get a quote before we have to approve the budget
Okay. I
on
will
that,
do that.
because it's a real challenge in that main room if you have to spend many hours in there. The ambiance is great maybe at night, but when the lights are off or when there are very few, but during the day for meetings, it's very difficult with the lighting, so I'd like to add that to it.
Okay.
And then you proposed moving the community marketing to 90,000,
I did, yes.
okay?
I think 70 was just a mistake last year. I thought we could do it on a dime, and turns out we needed a quarter.
So, any more comments by board members? I'm hearing none. I'd like to open this up to the public as far as any public comments on this preliminary budget.
George is approaching the table.
Okay, great. Thank you, George.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. When you do a sound system, you need to buy something that's basic. So as people come and go, the next person in line that comes in can operate the system. We're not getting that. A few years ago, they bought microphones, $1,500. For $1,500, you could have bought a microphone for everybody at the table.
No. It was close.
Well, for basic meetings, yes. I mean, we're not doing the major concerts here. I see speakers on the wall. We're not using those. If these speakers are bad, I don't mind repairing them. But let's not just keep buying speakers to be buying speakers.
No, what I'd like to do,
Sound systems. I don't want to see a waste of money.
yeah,
Every time someone new comes in here, they got a bigger, better idea. Well, I see a bigger, better nothing, and that needs to stop. The other concern I had, I lost my train of thought. I'll bring it up maybe during public comment. But that was the big one there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, George.
Thank you, George. Is there any more public comment on the preliminary budget hearing? Hearing none, I'll go ahead and close the hearing for the preliminary budget and reopen the regular board meeting for Whiteside County Tourism and Recreation. We'll go back to, into item number 8, which is discussion and for possible action, approval of the preliminary budget for 2021.
Do we have to approve anything, or do we just?
You don't have to approve anything. You can approve the preliminary budget if you want to, and still continue to, hold your hearings and make changes as we go.
Okay.
But it's up to the pleasure of the board whether they just want to move on or approve the preliminary budget.
I suggest we just move on.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay. We'll move on now to item number 11, discussion and for possible action, review of the FY 2021 aid organization grant. I want to let everybody know that this, of course, is usually the meeting that the applicants come and give their presentation as far as their application for aid organization grants, and due to the COVID-19 and the governor's recommendation of meetings no larger than 10 people, I asked Mr. Horvath to remove this so that they have notified every applicant that we will be considering them on the grounds of their written grants. And in consideration of our current economic times, I would like, perhaps, or I'd recommend that you evaluate each grant, that we'll determine the amount at the next regular meeting, but evaluate them on the return on investment, and particularly working towards more room nights for our lodging establishments. That's where our income comes from, and they're certainly suffering at this point because of the current COVID-19. When we fill rooms up, we also, the multiplier effect goes for gas, for lodging, for stores. And so just under, and I could recommend that we look under the lens of how we fill our room nights in each of these applications. Is there any comment from board members on this? Hearing none, I don't believe we need a vote on this. We'll just go ahead and move to number 12, discussion only. The executive director's report, A, marketing.
We'll go ahead and invite Errol up to the microphone. We had planned on an extremely long meeting, so he is going to be giving you the abbreviated version of all the great stuff that we've been doing over the last month.
Yeah, Errol Porter for the record, thank you. So yeah, just to try to make this short and sweet, so I'm just gonna give updates on our current media plan. I think we can all agree that the last few weeks have been a little different and odd. We released last week a statement on our website regarding where we stand on tourism during this time, and we decided to kind of give it a halt, but given the current situation, well, more or less, not a total halt, you know what I mean. But given the current situation, we know that we definitely have a captive audience on their cell phones, on their computers, because they're currently being told to be staying inside and social distancing. So we've begun a travel inspiration series that's coordinated with all of our social medias, that displays all that White Pine has to offer during this time. And it's counting down the days since the governor released the 30 days of social distancing. So it's all intended to excite and give people the right itch to travel when they're able to, and to support our community and local businesses and help them out during this time. And we've received some great feedback from across the state. I have just a couple examples. So part of our travel inspiration series, we do have some really successful posts. The first one and regarded the ghost town of Hamilton and Garnet Hill, they've done really well and they've received some great feedback. I have that we're up in Instagram followers and we're also up in Twitter followers, which has been consistent every single month. I kind of just have that on there for my own record so I can have them for the next social media reports in my papers. Moving on to our targeted digital marketing and through Reach Local, we're continuing our ads there. We're going on just as always. If the situation continues past 30 days, then we may want to reconsider and just reevaluate what our game plan is there. But for right now, we're continuing with our given $1,000 credit for search targeting that Reach Local has given us, our targeted YouTube ads, our Facebook retargeting, and our display targeting, which regards the site retargeting and geofencing. As for our website, if there's anything that COVID-19 has allowed is a lot of time to update the SEO on the website. So a lot of my time has been spent there, and it's going to be spent there, updating the website and making sure that everything's good to go. As far as the calendar, everything is being updated as quickly as things come and go. And just some regular updates, we have a local writer. She's working on 5 new stories for us that will go on our website and we'll market. We recently got a 2-page spread in Adventure Outdoors magazine regarding our Train to Trails ticket. And we have 2 new videos that were just sent to us today about the county fair horses, horse races from last year, and 1 of 3 videos for the new Train to Trails ticket we just received today. And we're also continuing to work with East River on tailored itineraries coming out until our 6 months is up with them.
Yeah, and so that's pretty much, they're creating a bunch of itinerary content for us, and they're blasting it out to essentially following our travel inspiration lead. So they kind of, we told them what our idea was, they loved it, they came up with a couple complementary ideas of things they're going to do, and the itineraries was a big thing on that. So other than that, in addition, we're taking this opportunity to deep cleanse the convention center. Maintenance staff, while everybody's kind of running on a skeleton crew, they are still coming in and really diving into the carpets, the vents, high touch areas, the kitchen areas, stuff like that. So we're doing our due diligence, and then just for the record, staff is in the office in the morning. The Bristlecone Convention Center and Tour and Rec is conducting business. The doors, it's essentially by phone call, email, or reservation. Just give us a call and let us know you need to come in and talk to us, and we'll make sure that we're here and we can let you in. So it is business as usual, although we are following the sanitary guidelines to a T. And that's all we have.
I would like to add, if any board member would want me to email them a copy of my media report, just let me know.
Yes, thank you, and I would request that we have it in the board agenda in the future, so it's already there and people can ask questions prior to it.
We will do that.
All right, sounds great. Any questions regarding the executive director's report?
Real quick question, and don't panic if you don't know the answer to it.
Okay.
I just wondered if we had a visitor count for February.
Okay, so that is the missing piece of data that I really want to start getting from the hotels. The major properties have that information already, what their room counts are and what their visitor count is, but that's the one piece of information that really more accurately tells what we're doing here, as opposed to room rates and room taxes fluctuating up and down. It's the visitors that are here.
We
So
can probably back into it, I'm sure, and come up with some weird estimate, but yeah, no, I get it.
yeah,
Right,
totally.
just-
And I believe
I'll tell you in a minute why I'm asking that question.
Okay. Yeah, and that's something I need to work with the hotel properties on in getting that. All right.
Any other comments regarding the executive director's report?
Chairman McIntosh, I agree with you. It would be good to have a copy of Errol's report in our packet. I like that idea.
We will definitely have that for you next month.
Thank you. Thank you, so we can follow along when he talks, I think it's more beneficial, so. Any other comments regarding the executive director's report? Hearing none, we'll move on to Roman numeral 3, old business. Number 1, parking lot subcommittee. Brian? Nothing really to report.
Just that we've got the handicap spots are gonna be put in close to the convention center. The parking lights have been ordered and they will be installed at the same time. And there will be a crosswalk, going across the street. And that spot that is currently kind of dirt chunked up is absolutely getting hot patched when it's all said and done. We just have to install a light there. So according to Terry, we're on his list.
All right, thank you. Number 2, White Pine Golf Course. I'd like to report that Golf Pro Randy Long has notified the Golf Course Advisory Board that golf course actually is exempt from being non-essential. In other words, they can stay open because it's golf course. However, the clubhouse is closed because of that issue, but they can sell at the convenience store, sell items outside. So that venue is still open at this point, which is really terrific for us. Now moving on to White Pine Trails update. Brian?
Nothing much to report, just we're working on a couple of grants for trail improvement in the Ice Pine area, which are the trails right above town. And they postponed them due to the COVID-19, so we'll be putting them in at the end of the month.
All right, thank you. Do we have a written report from Nevada Northern Railway?
No.
Okay. Number 5, is there a museum representative there?
No.
All right, let's go with board member reports. I'll start with Brian.
I don't see much to report, just that we're working on the trails. We plan on starting it up in May.
Excellent. Mary Beth?
Working on horse races, doing my marketing. I have to wait a couple of weeks until the government decides what our activity levels should be. And everything is going well, very well. It's getting organized.
Thank you.
If I could add, just while I have Mariette on the phone, the video of the horse races looks amazing. It's about, the long form one's about 2.5 minutes. We're gonna get a short 60-minute one for social media, and then a couple like 15 to 30-second clips as well. But the quotes are amazing, the cinematography, the people that are in there. I hope you're really gonna enjoy this video.
Will you be putting that on both Facebook accounts?
Oh, you better believe it.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate that.
So, Kyle, would you, now that you've done a teaser, would you be able to send that out to the board members just so that we can get a taste of it before?
Yeah, we're waiting for one logo to get put on it, and then he's gonna send over the high definition version, and I'll go ahead and send that out because it'll be final and ready to go.
Awesome. Well, that is our largest event in the county, so we sure appreciate it. Kurt, do you have any report?
No report at this time.
All right, thank you. Ian?
So I have, without intending to, made significant progress on the possibility of bringing a world-class ski resort to our county. Long story short, through a series of people I knew that didn't seem to have anything to do with the industry, I come in contact with a man that, I'll just give you a quick summary of his experience, going back to 1979. So like he's got many, many years. He was a senior marketing role, had senior marketing roles in Snow Summit, Bear Mountain, Heavenly, Sunday River. He's been the CEO and general manager of Kirkwood Mountain Resort from 1993 to 2010. He's the managing partner and CEO of China Peak Mountain Resort. He's on the board of directors of the California Ski Industry Association. He is on the board of directors of the National Ski Industry Association.